Welcome, everybody. Special welcome to all of our new audio podcast subscribers. Record week. Yesterday was the best day the audio podcast has ever had. Unbelievable. And want to welcome everybody who is carrying the show around with them in their pocket, I guess as I call it. We have so much to talk about. And because there's been so much to talk about, we really have not spent as much time as we should be spending on coronavirus. And I would be doing a disservice to you if I didn't do that today. And remember, Donald Trump said that there would be no more talk of coronavirus on November 4th because it was merely political. Trump said everything was going to open on November 4th. Trump said there would be no more discussions of an urgent pandemic on November 4th. Of course, it's been the exact opposite, in fact. And Joe Biden has fortunately immediately formed a coronavirus task force, which has already met. We have continued to talk about it, and coronavirus is completely out of control. There's no other way to say it. It's completely outrageous, dystopian numbers when you look at them. And this administration is done. So our approach going in is, if we don't do something and if governors don't do something until Joe Biden is inaugurated, Trump is done. Trump is in a fragile emotional state, as Philip Rucker will later tell us. He is done with the virus. Now, meanwhile, the United States hit a record number of hospitalizations this week. We passed 1 million new cases in just 10 days, the first 10 days of November. This is exploding. And the first two spikes in April and July, when you look at a case graph, they barely even look like spikes. The current third spike, during which we're seeing even 140,000 new cases per day, makes those early spikes in April and July look like little molehills. And of course, they were major spikes at the time. And Dr. Anthony Fauci warned us about this months ago. Dr. Fauci said, you could see 100,000 cases a day in the fall. And when we got to 35,000 in April and they started declining, a lot of people didn't believe Dr. Fauci, but he was right. And if anything, he wasn't aggressive enough, because we are seeing 140,000 per day. No sign of a slowdown. Deaths are also spiking. We've now had 2 days in a row with right around 1,500 deaths per day. That's a 9/11 every 2 days, and those numbers are going to go higher. Deaths today, remember, are based on cases 2 to 3 weeks ago. 2 to 3 weeks ago, we had half the cases that we do today. So in 2 to 3 more weeks, we could be seeing 2,500 deaths a day. We could be seeing 3,000 deaths a day, not out of the question. We could be seeing a 9/11 every single day. Right now, 49 out of 50 states are increasing in cases. 30 states set new records just this week. And like I said, hospitalization, there were a couple weeks there where cases were going up. Hospitalizations were not yet up. Hospitalizations have now reached a pandemic high and are clearly going higher, since 140,000 more people tested positive yesterday and the day before. I'm trying to think what state it was. I believe it's in one of the Dakotas. The governor has announced that, it must be North Dakota, because South Dakota is Kristi Noem, and this was a male governor. I believe it's the governor of North Dakota. I should be more prepared. I'm going from memory. Said hospitals are now full, and they are going to need nurses to keep working, even if they have coronavirus. Nurses with coronavirus again, I believe it's North Dakota, have been cleared to keep working even when they test positive, because things are that out of control. We need leadership. I know it's easy to say, listen, David, every country is having a spike. Every country is seeing a spike. Remember that many countries are on spike 2 right now. So when we look at other countries and we see they are also having record numbers, they are having record numbers related to spike number 1. Many of those countries suppressed the second spike all summer, and they are now getting to the second spike. We're already on spike number 3, and spike number 3 is putting spike number 2 to shame. All these other countries are only now getting to spike number 2. And when we say everything is spiking, understand that we are I'm not calling them waves because we never really got out of wave 1, but spikes. We are a full spike ahead of most of these countries, and it is an absolute and total disaster. CDC now issuing recommendations about Thanksgiving, and those recommendations are have Thanksgiving outside. Now, in much of the country, it's not possible. The Dakotas, Minnesota, northern Michigan, it gets very, very cold. Here in Massachusetts, it may well be a high of 30 by the time of Thanksgiving, even though it's been unseasonably warm. So a lot of people I know are either not doing Thanksgiving or they are doing a drastically reduced Thanksgiving. I know a few folks who said we're doing like a 6-person Thanksgiving. And what we've agreed to do is everybody's getting tested on Monday of Thanksgiving week, doing nothing for the rest of the week. And assuming we all get negative tests, we'll do an indoor thing, hopefully with windows open, sitting far apart on Thursday. Thanksgiving remember, we didn't have Thanksgiving during the pandemic last year. And Thanksgiving could be a real super spreader event nationally. I think I'm doing nothing on Thanksgiving. That's the latest for me. I think I will be reading and catching up on some documentaries that I've been meaning to, but it is looking very, very ugly. Privacy.com is one of our sponsors, and they're giving you $5 just for using their free service at privacy.com/Pakman. Privacy is a service I've been using for a while now. I love it. It saves me a bunch of headaches. It's completely free, and it's very quick to set up. And here's how it works. When you pay for something online or over the phone, instead of exposing your real credit card number, Privacy lets you generate virtual card numbers. The payments are withdrawn from your checking account, but your real card number stays completely private, and you do it all with one click. You can autofill the card number in your web browser, on the phone. You can create 12 virtual cards a month. You can set spending limits, freeze them, delete them whenever you want. I especially love it for free trials where you need to give a credit card number, because I can destroy the virtual card number as soon as I give it to the company, and I know I won't be charged in the future. If you're ordering food over the phone, why do I need to give a restaurant my real card number if I don't have to? Companies don't have to know who you are. Your real credit card number is protected from the data breaches that happen, unfortunately, more often than we would like, and it's completely free. They do have a paid version with different tiers where you can create more virtual credit card numbers per month, cashback rewards, extra security features. But go ahead and sign up for the free service. It's a no-brainer. Companies can't charge you unexpectedly. You're protected from identity theft. It costs you nothing. And Privacy is giving you $5 to spend just for signing up when you go to privacy.com/Pakman.